Hello, everyone. Welcome to Better Business Conversations. My name is Brittany Andretian. I'm a business success coach with Practice Better, and today I am joined by the incredible Katie Costa. So Katie is going to be telling us all about Instagram trends for 2021. So welcome, Katie. We are so grateful to have you here today.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, so for those of you who are maybe not familiar with Katie, I just wanted to give a little introduction on who she is, what she's all about. So Katie is the founder and CEO of The Wellness Marketer. She is a nutritional scientist and marketing professional, and she hosts the podcast, The Wellness Marketer Podcast, which is fantastic. If you haven't checked it out, you definitely should. She is also the creator of the Holistic Marketing Academy, and that's a 12-week holistic marketing program for wellness professionals. So Katie is really all about helping holistic practitioners and wellpreneurs grow their businesses online using holistic marketing strategies. So she believes that there is a science to health and a science to marketing it, and I love that. So Katie has been working with health professionals for the last 3 years to help them establish businesses, grow on Instagram, and finally kind of gain that confidence and know how to market themselves online. So let me tell you, Katie is the real deal. I have been following her personally on Instagram for quite some time, so I'm so excited to dive in today. I'm going to let Katie take it away, and I'll be back at the end with a couple of questions. So welcome, Katie. The floor is all yours.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brittany, and welcome everyone. I'm truly so honored to be here teaching you guys today. As Brittany already mentioned, my name is Katie Costa, aka the Wellness Marketer, and I'm a nutritional scientist turned marketing professional who helps wellpreneurs grow online. And Instagram is like my favorite vice. I absolutely love marketing on Instagram. I love the app. And today I'm going to be sharing 5 of my basically what I am predicting are going to be the biggest trends for Instagram marketing in 2021 from a wellpreneur perspective. So if you're someone running a practice, these are the top 5 things that I would be doing if you want to grow an engaged audience of your ideal clients, if you want to keep growing your audience and growing your engagement and converting followers into clients and patients, clients and patients who keep coming back and keep working with you. So I'm going to dive right into it, and I trust that Brittany will come back with some amazing questions if I miss anything. So without further ado, my first Instagram trend for 2021 that I'm predicting, which is probably kind of obvious, but it has everything to do with Reels. Reels has taken over Instagram, and 2020, when I'm pretty sure that's when we saw Reels come out. Everything seems like a blur being in quarantine. But yeah, so we're going to see Reels really still stay center stage, in my opinion. Reels has its own unique feed on Instagram. So as we know, we have like our OG feed that we scroll through that our posts and IGTVs show up on. Reels also show up, but you'll notice that you can click into the IGTV feed or the Reels feed where things that kind of look more like TikTok. And so what's happening is that we genuinely have 3 different feeds with 3 different algorithms happening on Instagram. And because Reels are new and exciting, Instagram wants you to use them. So that is why right now Reels is such a powerful tool for organic growth, because the way that the Reels feed works, it allows your content to have a longer shelf life than what we're used to seeing. So for myself, when I post a Reel that has like really good engagement, I find that I'm getting new engagement on that post for 2 to 3 days longer than I would if it was just a traditional post in my feed. I'm also reaching the most people that I have posting Reels as opposed to when I'm posting IGTVs or regular posts in my feed. Again, really important for organic growth. As soon as I got on the Reels train, I noticed that my account started growing again and I was reaching more people plus getting so much more engagement. And engagement is the name of the game on Instagram. And if you want to really perform well in the Instagram algorithm, then you want to focus on posting content that is really going to get the most engagement. So this brings me to my second Instagram trend, which is microblogging. Microblogging is the idea that, as opposed to these short, witty captions that we were used to seeing on Instagram when the app first came out, over the last few years, there's been a consistent trend towards longer form captions. So in 2016, the average word count on an Instagram caption was just 143 words. And in 2020, that jumps up to like over 400 words per caption. It's like 403. And this was predicted by later.com in 2019. And we don't see this trend slowing down anytime soon. For myself and for my clients, we see the most engagement on posts that have this really thought out caption that, in my opinion, just connects with people on a deeper level than these shorter, wittier captions. And considering there's so much content on social media these days, ultimately, the content that is going to get the most engagement is the content that makes people feel something. I actually had a quote kind of like come to me. I was journaling about about work the other day, and I was writing down, like, journaling around like what makes good content, what makes a good Instagram post. This light that is coming in is pretty intense. But what came to mind is, in a world where social media is used to numb, right? Like scrolling, the best marketing for your business is posting content that makes people feel something. So much more than just a pretty picture and a pretty graphic. But how can you put something out there that actually connects with either, some of the struggles that someone's going through, or that like inspires them, to reach for that next level? So going deeper than just like a surface level post, we want to really be providing value. And one of the easiest ways to do that is in the form of microblogging. So having a really well thought out, well written caption that is either, incorporating some sort of storytelling or teaching, but some type of value, and you are going to see your engagement go up if you start to adopt a more micro blogging approach to writing your content on Instagram. So trend number 3 that I want to talk to you guys about is consistency and quality over quantity. So we hear a lot about quality over quantity when it comes to content, but I want to talk about the consistency piece, because for the Instagram algorithm, consistency is so important. And also, for the psychology of marketing and sales, the more consistent that you are with your brand, the more that people can trust you, and the more that they're going to take you up on the offers that you're presenting on social media. So being consistent is a really big factor in signaling that trust and that safety. So pairing that with quality content and sharing that quality content consistently, even if it's only one post a week, I promise you, is going to go so much farther than posting 3 to 4 to 5 average posts that you just can't really pour your heart and soul into, whether or not that's because you just don't have the time. Because I know the struggles of when you're running a business and marketing your business, there is so much to do. Social media can seem like the least important thing on the list and the easiest thing to just really, put off until tomorrow. And unfortunately, that hurts our reputation a little bit online, not in an obvious way, but from a marketing psychology perspective, the consistency piece is so important. The fourth trend that I want to talk to you guys about today, I feel like you might really be resonating with this. And that is the trend that people are going to be spending less time on Instagram than ever before. We're seeing a really big conversation happening just around the effects of social media on mental health. We're seeing more and more people participate in social media detoxes and having stricter boundaries around screen times and around their phones. And I am all for that. So, what does that mean for us? What does that mean for people who are finding their clients on Instagram and, ultimately marketing their business? Well, it's actually not the worst thing in the world. So, what this actually means if people are spending less time on Instagram is that you also get to spend less time on Instagram. And how freeing is that? I know for myself, I love Instagram. I love the community. I love posting creative content. But for so many people, that passion is just not there. And so, yeah, good news. You don't have to spend all day on Instagram to be effective at marketing your business. If you are interested in learning about some of the things that I do recommend that you do every day in terms of the most important things that you could be spending your time on, I do have a free download called the Perfect Marketing Protocol, and I outline what you can do every day, every week, and a month and every month. Sorry, that's like a checklist for your marketing. So if you're looking for some clarity around those important tasks, then I would check that out. And that's at thewellnessmarketer.ca/checklist. So, but back to the trend though, something else that I want to talk about, another concept here, is the idea of your consumer hat versus your creator hat. And why I think spending less time on social media is going to be a bigger trend, especially for people in the business owner, entrepreneurial, creative space, is because I have seen it over and over again that there is a direct correlation with how much time you spend wearing your consumer hat, aka scrolling on Instagram, and how much time you spend in your creator hat, and how easy or how difficult it feels to create content. And it's not a direct correlation. I wanted to say it's like an inverse correlation, and that the more time you spend consuming content and focusing your energy outward of reading other people's things, seeing what other people are doing, the more time you spend there, the less secure, the less confident, the less inspired you are going to be when you try to shift into that creator mode, because your brain is just flooded with what other people are doing and what other people are doing in particular that is getting them results. We start to, I know for myself and a lot of my clients, it's really easy to fall into that comparisonitis, we call it. And so, yeah, the more time that you spend online and looking at other people, the less time that you're going to spend authentically creating, and that's going to hurt your confidence, and it's also going to hurt your marketing. So what does that mean? What can we do? Basically, we still want to be using Instagram. However, you want to be a little bit more conscious about how much time that you're spending scrolling, and instead switch out that time with intentional time engaging with your community or creating valuable content for your audience, because those are the things that are going to actually get you results in your business, like converting those followers into lifelong clients and patients. The last thing that I want to mention about spending less time on the app is that if you do want to do this to not harm your results, or basically to keep your business growing, what I would highly recommend is having other marketing systems or other marketing channels that are working in conjunction with your Instagram to get your name out there, to get leads into your business, and to invite people into your practice. So some of the things that I do recommend are having a really awesome website that sells your services and speaks to your ideal client, and leveraging email marketing. That's one of the best channels of digital marketing. I absolutely love it. Like, the average ROI for email marketing is like $40 for every $1 spent. And so email marketing is an amazing addition to your marketing systems or your marketing plan for 2021. I got to keep shifting away from this light. We're just gonna move over here. And this is actually what I call holistic marketing, using a really awesome intentional website paired with Instagram content that's really connected to your ideal clients and email marketing. This trilogy is what I call the marketing machine that helps me and my clients spend less time on Instagram, but still produce leads for your business every single day and convert followers into lifelong clients. Like I said, it's called holistic marketing or the holistic marketing method. So, on to my last Instagram trend, though, and it's one of my favorites. It's actually, I don't even know if this is a trend, but it's the idea or the concept of having your thing, having something in your marketing that is just like uniquely yours, like your own signature flair or like an aesthetic or some sort of like feature that you do, like an IGTV series, but doing something like that over and over again as like a marketing tactic is a really just like a really easy way to become known for something and just to give people something to engage with, to give them something different. When you can have your own signature process or your own series, you can kind of create these opportunities to promote yourself and create more excitement and more buzz around what you're doing online, even if it's just as simple as a weekly live series, like, or an IGTV, or, you know, every Thursday, right? Like having like a tip Thursday, and that's like super basic. But when you get really creative with things like this, that's when people really start to notice you and you start to stand out. And those are the things that are going to be really important for organic growth in 2021, especially if you are someone that has a smaller audience. So those are my top 5 tips or my top 5 Instagram trends that I am predicting that are going to help you fill your practice basically with Instagram marketing. So, Brittany, if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
I mean, I think you covered so much ground there. There's so much amazing information that it's hard to even feel like there's any questions really. But one thing that did come to mind is you're not the first to kind of hone in on the reels and how big of a thing they are now. But I think a lot of people feel really kind of overwhelmed by them and daunted because it's this new format that's often maybe it feels less approachable because of all the cuts and transitions and the music and everything. So maybe for those who are toying with the idea or they want to get their messages out there in a new way, do you have any kind of recommendations on breaking into that? So maybe like a third-party app recommendation, how you're editing them. Are you doing it in Instagram? Are you using a different app? I know some people are. So would love to kind of hear your thoughts on an easy way to transition into Reels for content.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that this is your first question because it just validates the next thing that I'm actually working on, like, which is a like how to reels workshop, because it is literally the number one question that I'm getting right now, like as a digital marketing professional. So my advice for anyone looking to get started with reels is number one, YouTube University. It is my favorite place to learn everything new. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I love YouTube. This is going to be on YouTube, so it's so fitting. So keep YouTubing. And like Vanessa Lau, I have to give her a shout out because honestly, she is an Instagram queen and she has amazing content, amazing YouTube content, just so valuable. Like absolutely you should be paying for this. She has some amazing videos about reels in particular on her channel that I think are amazing. But the other thing that I want to say, just as a general confidence note, like something I missed when I was talking about reels is that using like dynamic or like creating like dynamic and unique content is going to be so important because everyone is going to be using reels and you do have to stand out. There are more people than ever on Instagram, and like I believe there's more than enough to go around. Like um not to like scare anyone, but like there is an element of being creative that you just like you have to embrace if you want to like do this and do this well. Like no one wants to watch the same reels over and over again. And so if you can just like release judgment, like the fear of people judging you, I know that's like the biggest thing that I hear from clients like that hold them back is like, I'm scared to post this because like I don't know what people will think, whether it's like Sheila from high school or like your ex-colleague or like whatever, but like embracing your weird, like getting a little weird and like being different, like that is such a strength, and like lean into that because we need that more than ever. Like I'm just getting this vibe that people are done with like surface level content, like they don't want to see the same thing anymore. Like we need to be entertained, people.
Yeah, so true. And one thing you were talking about with the microblogging form of caption, I think that is such a standout piece for me because that's where you really connect with people. That's where you like feel that sense of engagement with someone. Like, I'm sure we all have that person on social media where we are like kind of feel like they're our friend and they have like no idea we exist, but we're like, this person feels like they're a part of my life. And it's through that kind of storytelling and captions where you can really connect with them. The one thing I want to ask though is that it seems like with the introduction of first highlights and now things like reels, like people's attention span is just dropping more and more. So it's very hard to kind of keep someone from just scrolling past, even if we kind of put a lot of thought into it. So how can we start crafting these captions to be really engaging and kind of hook people in so that they're willing to click see more and actually spend the time to read the caption?
Yeah, totally. And you started answering the question for me right as soon as you said that hook piece. So there's two main things that come to mind here. Okay. One, this is just a like principle that I have, is that when you shift from having a personal Instagram account to a business Instagram account, your content also has to shift from being about you to being about your audience and centering them in the conversation of your content. So a good test of this, and you're going to cringe when you do this, is go to your profile and scroll through, like if you're a business account, scroll through your content and look at how many times that you say I in your content versus you. And just, yeah, like the tone of the conversation, like, are you talking about yourself? Are you sharing your experience, your thoughts, your feelings? Or are you speaking to your ideal client and connecting with them over their thoughts, their fears, and their feelings? Because we care about ourselves. We're egotistical beings. There's nothing wrong with that. It's like our survival mechanism. I'm sure a lot of us are familiar with like the ego and the higher self. You need to like center them in your stories and your captions because yeah, our ego, like we care about ourselves. So when you're scrolling through, right, like you see how many posts in a day, like how long are we spending online? So for me to be scrolling, like what is gonna catch people's attention, right? Like you said it in the hook, like you need to get their attention in those like first two lines or in the graphic for them to click see more. And so what I've found is like the most effective single piece of advice that you could do is to shift like who the content is centered around, focusing on them, on your audience, on serving your audience, and using language that is actually like talking to them. Like, do you struggle with this? I used to. And then you can talk about your story, right? But like those first couple of words are so important because, yeah, if you don't get them there, then the rest of the words don't matter because they've already scrolled past.
Yeah, and one thing that I want to share, I mean, as health and wellness professionals, I know that we're all approaching this from usually like an educational standpoint. We really want to empower our clients and our community with knowledge. And sometimes when we're trying to encapsulate that and put it in a caption, it can be a little heavy, right? Like it's not always as lighthearted and fun as we think it is as the health and wellness professional, because that's what kind of lights us up. So that's where, the beauty of Reels and IGTV and your stories will really come into play because you can make this information, these educational things, a lot more bite-sized and fun for people to actually pay attention to. So you're actually getting your message across far more effectively through some of these different formats. So just something to keep in mind if you're feeling kind of overwhelmed with taking all this information in and incorporating it into your Instagram practice. So I know that that's something that I need to experiment with, is kind of breaking down some of those heavier science-driven captions and, just make it lighthearted, right? Because I think people want to connect with someone that they can resonate with and has a message that feels pertinent to them, but they also want to have fun. Like you said, like social media is a form of escape for people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Oh my gosh, and you said something so good there that I was like, oh, I need to elaborate on this because you hit the nail right on the head. And now, of course, it's going to escape me and it's going to be the worst thing ever. No, what
Um,
were you saying? Please repeat some of the keywords.
well, I said Reels is like a new format for creating bite-sized information with these educational heavy
I
content.
It came back. It came back.
Good.
With the science piece, I love that you mentioned that because one of the um, easiest shifts that I find in terms of like if you find that your content isn't like maybe getting the engagement that you want, a lot of the time you're educating and talking about your clients' problems in the terms that they are not using to describe their problems. Or, for example, they don't even know they have the problem, they just have the symptoms. And so, when you're saying, these are my top 3 exercises, like for, whatever, like tight glutes, they don't even know they have tight glutes. They just know that they experience back pain, like when they wake up every day, right? So there's like that element of like understanding like where is my client actually at? What do they know? What do they not know? And how do I get them to see that they have a problem that I have the solution for? Like that's basically what we're always trying to do in all of our marketing on Instagram, on email, on your website, from a big picture. So I think that's super important. I'm so glad that you said that.
Yeah, that's something. I mean, health and wellness practitioners, a lot of us really thrive on the science and we rely on it to feel credible. But just keeping in mind, like Katie was saying, that you're delivering this to your audience, not to your colleagues, not for yourself, for your clients to find you because you have a solution to their problem. So just lots of things to keep in mind. That was it for questions from me. Do you have anything last kind of minute here that you want to share, Katie?
Um, no, I think we got it all, Brittany. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. So for those that want to dive deeper into this with you, where can people learn more? Where can people connect with you and maybe share with us anything you have that's up and coming and exciting?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as you know, Instagram is my vice of choice. So, please connect with me there at the Wellness Marketer. Shoot me a DM. Let me know that you watched this. And, like, just if you loved it and have any questions, I love to meet you guys. I also have tons of info, free resources, and downloads on my website at thewellnessmarketer.ca. There, you can also learn more about Holistic Marketing Academy. I know we mentioned it a little bit, but it really is an amazing, all-encompassing program, a self-paced online program to teach you how to use Instagram, email marketing, and just really awesome branding to grow your practice, grow your business online without like burning yourself out. So you can learn more there and apply for the program online. And I also offer free marketing assessment calls. So I just want to leave that with you guys because they're super valuable 30-minute chats. I only book 5 a week, but you can find the link on my website or at thewellnessmarketer.ca/assessment. That's the link there.
Amazing. That would be such a valuable service for anybody who's wanting to kind of hone in on this. So thank you so much for being here. That was incredible. I hope that everyone enjoyed and hopefully you guys can go and connect with Katie on Instagram.
Awesome. Thank you again so much for having me. I hope you guys learned something.
All right. Thanks so much, Katie.